Hey everybody, and welcome back to the podcast channel. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So today I wanted to talk about Beyonce's Renaissance album because there has been a lot of drama and buzz surrounding this album. From people having mixed reviews on the Break My Soul single to the album being accidentally sold and leaked before the release date, to Kelis calling out Beyonce, and people having mixed reviews on the album as a whole and comparing Beyonce to Doja Cat. So let's get into it. So the Break My Soul single release had a lot of people talking. Because this Renaissance album has been highly anticipated because Beyonce hasn't dropped the album in a minute, I feel like everybody had Break My Soul under a microscope. When Break My Soul was first released, there were a lot of mixed reviews on it because it was something that, in my opinion, nobody expected from Beyonce. And I will admit that when I first heard the song, it did take a minute for it to grow on me. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that I didn't like it, but I just wasn't sure about it. But after I listened to it about 2 or 3 more times, I absolutely love this record. I feel like it is a fun record. It is just like really different. Beyonce definitely took the house music and made it her own. She didn't do an exact copy and paste, which is something that I really love and appreciate from Beyonce, because a lot of people were saying that, oh, this is not real house music. This is not how you're really supposed to do it. Well, I mean, she's Beyonce for a reason. She takes it and makes it her own. She doesn't copy and paste anything. So I do really love Break My Soul. I know a lot of people still have their mixed feelings on it, and a lot of people were saying that, it seems like Beyonce is kind of using payola because Renaissance is in the top 10. I don't believe that. I hear a lot of people bumping this song, and I actually really do love it. So I do believe it is a top 10 hit. I do feel like there definitely was sabotage when it comes to the release of Renaissance, because the album was accidentally sold in stores before the release date. Which is just confusing to me because everybody knew when this album was coming out. I don't see how a store who is selling this album could make such a mistake like that. And then the people who were able to buy the album early because of this mistake was putting the album online and people were streaming it. I do feel like this was a form of sabotage to mess with Beyonce's first week sales, but it didn't really work in my opinion because Beyonce still did 275K first week and more than 175K were in album sales. That cannot be called a flop on any level because you have these new artists, these breakout artists, these Grammy award-winning artists who cannot even do more than 70K, more than 100K, more than 150K first week. And these are the hot new in artists. So for Beyonce to be in this game for more than 2 decades and still have this result first week is absolutely amazing. I do, however, feel that she would have had even higher sales had this not happened, had people not been able to stream this album for free online before the release date. She would have done bigger numbers, in my opinion. When it comes to people having mixed reviews on the Renaissance album, I do feel that it is hypocritical for people to want to see diversity from artists and then complain when they do get the diversity from artists. Like with Drake's Honestly Nevermind, there were a lot of people who did not receive this album well, and I feel that it is just simply because it was something that was unexpected from their artist. And it is just, a lot of people say, oh, so and so only makes the same kind of songs over and over again. They're not diverse. They're not really that great, because if they were that great, they can make all different kinds of music. But then when you have the artists come out and do that, it's like, oh, where's Sasha Fierce? Where's eyonce? This is not what we asked for. Well, I mean, make up your mind. Do you want artists to give you something different, or do you want the same thing from artists all the time? And on top of that, Beyonce understood this assignment. This was not just an experiment, and so did Drake, because I loved Honestly Nevermind. But this was not something that Beyonce just experimented with. She took her time on this album, and you can tell. This album was just absolutely amazing. She took this style of music and made it her own. There were a lot of people saying, oh, this is not how house music is supposed to sound. This is not how this club music is supposed to sound. Well, again, Beyonce doesn't copy and paste. She took it and she made it her own. My only issue with this album is that it didn't come out sooner. This is one of the best albums that I have ever heard in my entire life. This album was definitely a Planet Her moment. And what I mean when I say that is Planet Her was definitely the best album of the year when it came out, hands down. And I feel, in my opinion, that Renaissance is going to be the best album of this year. I don't see anybody coming out with a better body of work. Speaking of Planet Her, I did want to bring up the fact that some people were comparing Planet Her to Renaissance and saying that Doja Cat is a better artist than Beyonce, and saying that if Doja Cat had come out with this album, that it would have been better. What I'm getting from that is that you love this album, but you wish it wasn't Beyonce who put it out, because it is so amazing, and you don't want to give her her props because you want her to be gone and over with, because she is the reigning queen and you are a reigning peasant, in my opinion, allegedly. I feel like, how can you say that you hate this album, but it would have been great if Doja Cat did it? That just doesn't really make any sense to me. And just the disrespect to compare Doja Cat to Beyonce. And let me say this, I do love Doja Cat, and I do feel, in my opinion, that Doja Cat is the next best artist to come out of all the new artists that have come out. I feel Doja Cat is the best, in my opinion. However, to compare her to Beyonce and to say that she is better than Beyonce is an absolute insult to Beyonce. I feel like this just, again, has to be haters who are saying this, the peasants, who are mad that their queen is still thriving and reigning. And you secretly love it. You just wish it wasn't Beyonce. That's all I have to say. Her work speaks for itself. I don't even have to defend it any further than that. Lastly, I do want to touch on the Kelis drama when it comes to the Renaissance album. For those of you who don't know, Kelis is a singer-songwriter who is well known for her song Milkshakes. She came out and expressed some frustration with Beyonce because Beyonce sampled her Milkshake song on her song Energy from the Renaissance album. She basically felt like Beyonce did not clear this with her first. She had no idea that Beyonce was going to be sampling this song, and that Beyonce did this to her on purpose. For one, I feel that Kelis is definitely clout chasing a bit, because if you wanted to voice your frustration with Beyonce, you could have done it behind the scenes instead of making this video for a viral moment. That is just my opinion. It kind of felt like she was throwing a bit of a temper tantrum, and for her to say that she felt Beyonce was doing this to her on purpose is pretty ridiculous, when Beyonce's first single from this song, Break My Soul, was sampling a song called Show Me Love by Robin S. When Robin found out that Beyonce sampled her song after the song came out, because Robin did not own the rights to this music and Beyonce didn't have to clear it with her, Robin was excited. Robin was so happy and grateful that Beyonce sampled her song. She was not ungrateful nor was she upset. I do feel that Kelis has a right to be upset that she doesn't own her music and she felt that she was put in a bad situation by Pharrell. However, that has nothing to do with Beyonce, and Beyonce does not have to clear anything with you because it is technically not your song. I mean, you did sing the song, but you don't own the rights to your work. And that is something that you should take up with only Pharrell. And I feel that Kelis should have been grateful because a lot of people are talking about you who weren't talking about you, who haven't talked about you in a very long time. Also, Beyonce did put your name as a credited artist on this song. So you really should have been grateful. And of course, Beyonce, being the queen that she is, did not clap back and look for a viral moment. She simply removed the sample from her song Energy. And then you still had to come out and throw shade, in my opinion, saying that you're happy that Beyonce removed your sample when really you should have been grateful. I feel, Kelis, that you just need to stop, get offline, and go speak with Pharrell about renegotiating your rights to your work instead of being out here blaming Beyonce for making an incredible song, sampling your work, and getting people to talk about you again. Overall, despite all of the drama that came with the release of the Renaissance album, I would say that the album was a success. Beyonce had more than 275K first week, and she also understood the assignment. This album is going to be the best album of the year, in my opinion, and I just wanted to mention my top songs from this album, which are Cozy, Alien, Superstar, Cuff It, Break My Soul, Move, Heated, Thick, Virgo's Groove, and All Up in Your Mind. This album is amazing. It is a fun album that makes you feel flirty. It makes you want to get up and dance. It makes you feel nostalgic. She just gave. She ate this album entirely. And for those of you who have not given this album a chance yet, who have not heard it, you are definitely missing out. I do want to know, for those of you who did hear it, what you guys thought about this album. And I also want to know what you guys thought about these topics. Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check out our podcast on Spotify and all other podcasting platforms. The link is in the description below, and we will see you in the next video.